It's a full moon too. That does not ever affect me.
Oh, we're good? Sorry. Thanks, Tim. At least someone's paying attention here. Thank you, Tim. All right, welcome everyone. It's Burlington City Council, meeting number 5, March 2nd, 2026, 5:30 PM, here in the Thomas J. Smith Council Chambers, City Hall, 400 Washington Street. Would you all please rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Wilson. Here. Phillips.
Here.
Kreitzer.
Here.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
All right, that's done, that's done. First up tonight is comments from the audience. If anyone in the audience has an item they'd like discussed that's not on the agenda, now would be the time to come up, go to the lectern, give us your name and address and your issue, and be happy to hear from you. We may not be able to discuss it in too much length because it's not published on the agenda, but we would like to discuss it. Anyone here having an issue they'd like to address with council tonight? Welcome.
Susan Van Pelt, 1037 North 7th, and I don't like doing this anymore than I started. 2 comments, and I know this is not going to come out the way I had it in my head, okay? Number 1, since I've been coming, I've been learning a lot, and I learned that I don't know very much. So when I'm out in the community and people complain about our city or their city council or anything like that, I perk up. And I listen to them, and all I say is, when's the last time you went to a city council meeting? 9% of the time, never. And so I said, well, just try it one time. And then I tell them how long I've been coming and what, of course, they don't care how long I've been coming here. But I'm doing that. I'm trying to advocate for you because you're very brave, very smart people to do this. And I have not agreed with everything you've done in all these years. And the one thing is the pool. That brings up the second thing, and I do not go to any of the pool meetings or the planning, none of that stuff. But I sub 1 or 2 days a week in the public school system. And I was at Aldo, which is 5th and 6th graders. And they have this thing, which was in the paper the day about LIM Leader and Me, and I'm getting nervous. And so at Aldo, they were talking about Leader and Me, and they have a topic, and they get in groups. Well, it was when the weather was really nice, and thoughts are other places. And 2 young boys were talking, caught my attention. I can hardly wait till the pool opens. Oh, because I have played that comment over and over. And they talked about the diving board. And I did not say it's not going to open. I did not say there's a plan, because when you're 5th and 6th grade, you don't care about a plan. And it was a sunny day, warm day. The kids are taking their coats off on the playground and wearing shorts and everything else. And my heart just sunk, because no matter how much I hear about the money or insurance or whatever, I so disagree with that decision. So that's why I'm fighting for it. And I don't know what the plans are, but I guess my step right now is I hope you keep that big pool with that diving board for those boys, because those boys, their parents aren't going to fill out one of those forms. They're never going to go to Fun City, and they're never going to go to West Burlington. They're going to come there. So for the people that aren't going to belong to Country Club, for the people who are not going to go to West Burlington, for the people who are not going to go to Fun City, I'm an advocate for those people and those children. So thank you very much, and thank you again for all of you, what you do. All of you for what you do. And the ones that keep coming, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Moving on to the consent agenda, all matters listed, item 1 of the consent agenda having been discussed are considered to be routine by City Council and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items. If discussion is desired, that item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately yet tonight. On the consent, we have minutes of previous meetings, payroll, and city claims. We have beer, liquor, wine, and cigarette permits, reports and bonds. We have 5 resolutions. First is a resolution approving nuisance abatements for various properties. Number 2 is a resolution approving the renewal of a taxi cab / vehicle for hire license for Robin Canova, doing business as A to Z Taxi LLC. Number 3 is a resolution approving the purchase of Rehig Pacific, thank you, Pacific Vision System to include service verification for the City of Burlington solid waste fleet. Number 4 is a resolution approving the removal and replacement of control joints and concrete repairs to the Public Works Building. And number 5 is a resolution approving a site agreement between the IAFF Local 301 and the City of Burlington. We're also setting the date for public hearings for March 16th, 2026. The first will be a consideration of an ordinance rezoning property located at 1202 Patterson from R4 multifamily residential zoning district to M1 light industrial zoning district. Number 2 will be a consideration of an ordinance vacating and selling a portion of Court Street right-of-way located east of North Main on Burlington, Iowa. Number 3 will be consideration of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 163 Environmental Nuisance of the City of Burlington Municipal Code. And we have some appointments tonight, PT.
Yep, for the City Planning Commission, Brian Bross. For Historic Preservation Commission, Stephanie Briggsville. For the Tree Advisory Board, we have Lisa Luck and Rebecca Labreck.
Okay, is there any of these items that anyone in the audience would like removed and considered separately? Seeing none, council, any items you'd like removed and considered separately?
None.
Hearing none, is there a motion?
Your Honor, I have a motion to approve all listed under item 1 consent agenda.
Second?
Wilson.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Okay, moving on to hearings. First is consideration of plans and specifications for the 2026 Domeland Street Storm Sewer Project. Mr. McGregor, welcome.
Good evening. This public hearing is on storm sewer project off of Domeland, just to the north and south of Lucas Avenue. You can see on the screen there, there's a blue line that runs from the end of the cul-de-sac at Domeland, and then it would feed the pipe into existing stormwater infrastructure in the DOT right-of-way. So we have the bid specs in your packet. There's some details that may be fine-tuned from the previous, what you saw in your iteration. But we will go out to bid and then award. And this is a fiscal year 27 budgeted project. So we'll make it so that the first payment wouldn't start until after July 1. So there's not a lot there to explain. $145,000 estimated project costs. We expect a few different bidders to put in on this. So
Okay.
answer any questions.
Is there anyone in the audience has any thoughts or concerns? Council, thoughts or concerns?
No, I was just gonna adjust the start dates. You said May, or a late start would be August, but the completion should be September. And that wouldn't matter when they started, they'd still be done September.
Yeah, it's not a very big project, yeah.
Okay.
No. We expect them to probably bore most of the storm sewer in.
Does that answer your,
Yeah, other than that, I just wanted to make sure that people were aware it's about working days.
okay? Anything else, council? Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I have a motion to close.
Second?
Wilson.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving plans and specifications for the 2026 Domeland Street Sewer Project.
Second.
Wilson.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance, Kay?
Your Honor, I have a motion for the final adoption of an ordinance amending various sections of Chapter 73 speed regulations of the municipal code.
Second.
Mr. McGregor?
This ordinance is one that we've covered a few times, but to just reiterate what this is amending is the speed code in the city of Burlington. The first piece is a correction to the school zone timing to be more reflective of what is actually occurring at the Burlington school system. So the time frame would be amended to be 7:30 to 4:30. And the second piece of it is the Mason Road speed zone, the corridor between Roosevelt and Summer. And so the speed limit would change in the different segments. There's some that is 35, some that's 25. For the majority of the roadway, it would go to 30 miles an hour. The exception is the S-curves, as I call them. So Eric has thrown up an image of what that is translating. And so the orange colored, it would be all 30 miles an hour. And then the purple zone would remain 25. So I can go back through speed study information if you so choose. I have that available. But otherwise, I can answer questions.
Let's see if there's any questions. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, do you have any thoughts or concerns beyond what we've discussed? All right, well, let's vote then.
Wilson,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Okay, second resolution.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving amendment number 1 to the professional services agreement with HR Green for flood mitigation Phase 7.
And let it record show I referred to as second, it's the first, sorry.
I need a second. please.
Second.
Go ahead.
The resolution in front of you would approve an amended agreement with HR Green to do the design work on flood mitigation projects. So we had previously hired HR Green through a professional services agreement to take us to preliminary design, or 30%, as we call it in the industry. This contract would take us to design plans that are biddable. And so what it entails is stormwater pump stations and stormwater upgrades that would take the water to those pumps, extension of the flood wall down Market Street to Main Street, some flood proofing of what we call the mixing chamber. There's an area that we currently have to use HESCO's just immediately south of the auditorium, and then design of a flood equipment storage facility. As you may know, we purchased a property just northwest of the Public Works facility, and we intend to build that structure there. All the flood wall equipment is currently housed at the Armory building. As we get more, we will be beyond that capacity there. And then at the end, one of the things I didn't address last week was a comprehensive manual. So when I'm gone in 10, 15, 20 years, that the next guy has a manual on how to operate the flood wall. So this is a large project. In total, it'll amount to about $13 million, and that's the flood mitigation board money that we received. So there's approximately $13 million remaining.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns regarding the agreement? Council, thoughts or concerns? Let's vote.
Wilson,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Okay, number 2.
Your Honor, I have a resolution authorizing street lighting modifications associated with the Summer Street relocation project.
Second?
This resolution would approve actually a combination of resolutions, and you can see those are later in the packet from Alliant Energy. With the modifications that we're doing on Summer Street, a significant portion of Alliant's current pole and above ground power is all going underground. And so we knew that we were going to have some modifications to the lighting. We're not really in the industry of putting up our own light poles. So it's in the best interest of the city to put up poles that they will continue to maintain. And so in front of you, it's a grouping of light poles that will replace. Currently, we have 18 poles and lights up and down the corridor between Harrison and Kestner. It will be replaced with 31 light poles. And the capital costs that we would put towards the project is $120,180.51. As we install these, there will be a monthly reoccurring cost, and that is listed in there as well. I believe it was $67.
And 55 cents.
Yep. So I recommend approval. We will be improving the lighting quite a bit up and down this corridor.
Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, thoughts or concerns? I'm thrilled that it's going to be LED and it's better, will be better lit, so let's vote.
Wilson,
Aye.
Phillips,
Aye.
Kreitzer,
Yes.
Scott,
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving contract between Local 7176, the Communication Workers of America, AFL-CIO, and the City of Burlington.
Second.
Mr. Byrd?
Mayor, I have this one. This is the CWA contract between the city and CWA, or our public safety unit, the police department. We are coming out of a 5-year agreement, and so this agreement proposes 3 years, fiscal '27, '28, '29, at a 4% COLA for each year. There are market adjustments to base wages in each of the 3 years, and adjustments to some overtime rates for some circumstances, paying a special attention to special events, I should say. There are some changes to health insurance, reflecting a 0.25% increase to employee contribution for healthcare. There are minor language updates and changes, and then it codifies 2 outstanding MOUs that we'd had with the bargaining unit. One for hiring incentives of $15,000, and another acknowledging lateral hires and seniority standing such. So with that, I would recommend approval.
Okay. Anyone in the audience have any thoughts or concerns? Council, thoughts or concerns?
I do have a couple of things that was, I had received a phone call that they wanted me to express. One was they stated that this was going to put a lot of pressure on the other local law enforcement because of the difference in the wages. I fully support the increase myself personally. That goes beyond local as far as being able to employ officers. That's our apparent with being short 8 officers for a very long time. But their concern was that that increase is going to put a lot of pressure on the other local departments because it's considerably higher than what the other departments are. The other concern that they had was how are we going to pay for it? That's your ballywig.
Yeah. So that becomes even more important in light of the property tax reform discussions. But being 8 officers down, we know that there's some capacity there because as much as we'd like to get those 8 officers and anticipate that this would help, we know there's still going to be some kind of gap, or at least over a period of time, that gap will remain. Even if we were to hire a certain number of officers in the short term, we also have some retirements coming up, and so we're replacing some higher salaried with some entry-level officers. So we always have those dynamics moving through the department. The other thing I would say in terms of market adjustments or pressure on other departments, the Back the Blue bill has really put all of the local PDs in a bind because it ties the sheriff's department to certain adjustments. And that's created pressure on all local law enforcement as well. So we're trying to be competitive and we're trying to stay with market.
I think we should also acknowledge the workload that our officers have and that they should be compensated fairly for, they have a lot more calls coming in and they respond to it.
Well, there's an awful lot of overtime right now too, just
So-
because we are down officers, right?
Yep.
So.
Any other thoughts or concerns?
I would just like to point out that ours is not the only department that is short officers. This is a nationwide problem, and it's not going to be solved anytime soon.
Well, and from that perspective, we see it even with just our state comparables, Mason City, Dubuque, Marshalltown, they're all seeing the same type of situation.
Any other thoughts or concerns? Let's vote.
Wilson.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Absolutely.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Next one, please.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving contract between Local 828 of the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, AFL-CIO, and City of Burlington.
Second. Or, I guess I don't say.
So similar situation, coming out of a 5-year bargaining agreement ending June 30, 26. We're proposing a 3-year agreement for fiscal 27, 28, 29. This one's at a 3% COLA. There were some minor language updates and changes. We did also impact some changes to salary structure, the matrix, for some of the standing positions in there to be a little more equitable. There is an MOU for transit per federal requirements there because that group has some extra provisions. And then the library is also part of this subunit. Their agreement has been ratified and approved by the Library Board of Trustees. And then the same changes to the health insurance as the CWA, so.
Any thoughts or concerns in the audience? Council, thoughts or concerns? Let's vote.
Wilson.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes, please.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a resolution approving a professional services agreement with McClure Engineering Company for the Summer Street to Dankworth Park Connector Trail project.
Second.
Is that Eric?
As mentioned, this is a professional service agreement with McClure Engineering, who's doing the Summer Street project as well, for the trail section from Summer Street to Dankworth Park on Madison Avenue. This contract is in the amount of $132,500, and it is for complete final design, right-of-way coordination, permitting, Iowa DOT submittals, and construction administration services. We have 2 grants for the project, a TAP grant and a REAP grant, totaling $875,000, and local match in the amount of $150,000 from sales tax dollars. Estimated construction is approximately $785,000 currently, with engineering at $132,000. We remain about $100,000 to the good at this point, just not knowing where bids will come back at. But this will get us two actual construction documents to be able to bid the project and move forward with the funding that we have in place. I know some of the DOT requirements can be a little more time-consuming, so having them on staff to do that, especially with the TAP grant, is very beneficial.
Okay. Any thoughts or concerns regarding this project? From the audience? Seeing none. Council, any thoughts or concerns?
I'm excited for it.
There we go. Let's vote.
Wilson.
Aye.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Okay, so we've reached the end of our agenda for tonight. We'll go around and get council, final comments from staff and then council, and then we'll look to adjourn. Eric, anything else from the development department?
A couple things on the park side of things. Shamrock Shuffle, you can still register. We have over 300 registrants so far, so still can register up to and including day of. That's Saturday the 14th. Pool, we're hopeful to get some initial concepts with costs from JEO here shortly that we'll be pulling in some key stakeholders for meetings and public input meetings and presenting to council, but just not quite there yet, so still doing some of that review. But we will involve the public and council as we move along through that process. And then just wanted to put out there, Recplex is seeking sponsors. Just trying to make a more of a push to seek some sponsors out at the Recplex. We have a lot of opportunities for advertising and a lot of great events out there with over 66,000 annual visitors, league play tournaments, see the great value in that, so just want to put that out there. We've tried to do a push on that in the last couple months with Scott and then through Facebook and our website, but just want to make aware if you know any businesses that are interested in partnering with the Parks Department to reach out to Scott Mason at the Recplex.
Okay, thank you. Katie, anything from the clerk's office tonight? No? Stephanie, anything from the, blowing up over there, Mr. Fleming? Anything from finance tonight, Stephanie? Okay.
Have to add water, I just.
Yeah, you need water and coffee.
Tim, anything from, was that a no? Tim, nothing from wastewater? Okay, thanks. I'm losing control here. Brittany, anything from the library tonight?
The Library Board's Advocacy Committee held their first open public meeting last week, and we had about 35 people from the public show up, which was great. We went over the 2 library bills that are still alive and active in the House, and we had some pretty good input and feedback from the community. Just as a reminder, House File 2324, total ban on public school and public library partnerships, is still alive in the House, and House File 2622, which would impact a lot of current library services, and potentially not allow children on the property, that is still alive. So keep an eye out for that. The Advocacy Committee will probably host another meeting closer to the second funnel date, which would be March 20th. So we're in that second funnel phase of the legislative process right now, and the 2 bills are up for floor debate. So any opportunity you can to engage with our House reps about those bills, it would be greatly appreciated. The March newsletter came out over the weekend. You should receive a copy in your council mail here at City Hall. I did want to point out that 52 weeks ago, when we had our budget cut, $75,000 handed down to us, the good folks at Burlington by the Book, Chris Murphy, stepped up and announced that he was going to donate a brand new copy of a newly published book to the library every week for the next year to help with our budget deficit. And it's been 52 weeks. We've received more than 52 books because Big River Popcorn came along and said, we'll buy a second copy to donate to the library. And then we had a variety of members from the community step up and say, we'll buy the losing copy, because Chris put 2 copies up every week on Facebook and had the community vote on which copy that he would donate to the library. So we had 2 copies of the winner, and then a few community members purchased the loser.
That's awesome.
To
I
donate
didn't
to the
realize that.
collection.
That's really cool.
And then Chris had people just shopping in his store to go directly to our collection. So we received, I haven't done a total count, but it's probably closer to 150 books over the last 52 weeks.
Oh, wonderful.
All from Chris's generosity and this initiative that he started. So on the back of our newsletter, there's a big shout out to Chris. Thanks to him for doing that. That's a testament to a community taking care of its own community organization. And it's also a testament to the library being a valued component of this community. And then the other 2 things I wanted to highlight from the March newsletter is that we are bringing our first big-name author to the Burlington community in quite a while, Douglas Tallamy. He has written several books. He's one of the leading conservationists. He's a modern-day Aldo Leopold, if you will, and he actually references Leopold in a lot of his writings. He will be here on Friday, May 1st. This is in partnership with the Des Moines County Master Gardeners and the Leopold Landscape Alliance. This will be at the Capitol Theater at 6 p.m. And then a reminder that if you or anyone you know is looking to re-enter the workforce or level up their skills that are work-related skills, please go to the library's website and sign up for Udemy. There have been a lot of commercials lately on local channels for Udemy, and it encourages you to purchase subscription, but you get a totally free subscription with your library card. If you go through the library's website, it's right there on the landing page. This is great for high school students looking to level up their skills to enter the job force for the first time. It's also great for anybody who may be looking to re-enter the workforce for whatever reason. So please visit the library website for more information.
So when you go to the Udemy link on the website, your username, is that like your,
So the first thing it'll ask you for when you click on that Udemy link is your library card.
Okay.
To validate and geostamp you. That's the paywall. And then it asks you to sign up for an account. So you put in an
Right.
email address and a password. And it's up to you to remember your password.
right?
If you call me and say, I can't remember my password,
You gotta go
I
through
gotta
them
call
to,
Gail
yeah.
and we gotta get a bunch of people
Yeah.
involved. So you create your own site and then you can download your certificates to that
Awesome.
account as well.
I just wanted to kind of clarify that for the public.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you
you.
very much. And thank you, big thank you to Chris Murphy at Burlington by the Book, and to Mandy and Rob Wilkerson at Big River Popcorn, plus the others at Pop Books. You have our appreciation. Deputy Chief Thompson, anything for PD tonight?
Nothing, sir.
Chief Toops?
Nothing
anything?
tonight, sir.
Okay. Nick, Public Works?
Well, we are live with the bulky item pickup program request form and website. We have received, I think, 4 requests today, so.
Oh, good.
People have been paying attention, listening, and reading, so they've all filled it out. We will hopefully get them scheduled and get it picked up, so, just a.
And the link was fixed.
It was specifically taken so there was nobody trying to
Right.
jump the gun
Yeah, yeah.
before our staff was ready to
Yep,
receive.
But now they can go.
yep.
Uh,
The link on the post was broken, but it has since been fixed.
The
Oh,
Facebook
yeah.
post.
Yeah.
She put in a short link and it didn't,
Oh.
Facebook didn't like the short link,
So I commented with the long, gross
the long
worded
link.
one,
The hyperlink.
but then it was fixed.
Cool, good to
She
know.
left it up though, so people knew.
Letting you know how the handling of the change with Mason Road speed limit. I've talked to staff, pending the approval. We will be putting out some press release information shortly here this week. The ordinance doesn't take effect until it's published.
Friday.
Friday, so the Friday's kind of the game plan on when we would change signage. So just a heads up on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Byrd?
The only thing I have today is just giving council a heads up in an effort to continue our collaborative discussions with our counterparts over in West Burlington. There will be a committee, a joint services sharing committee meeting tomorrow,
Is it 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock.
Okay, 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Great.
Where's it gonna be?
Public Works.
Okay. Thank you. Is that it, Mr. Byrd?
That's all I have.
All right,
Thank you.
Robert, anything tonight?
Yeah, BRE had their meeting Thursday. They said they had a good show for the Valentine's Day fights. They said June 30th, they'll have their final REAP payment paid off to us, so they'll be done finally. Friday, they had Blippi. I don't know how Blippi did. But Snow Bowl is Thursday, Friday, Saturday this week. And the after parties are Friday and Saturday, so Snow Bowl's the best big thing in March. And then there's a father-daughter dance on the 22nd, and I'll see if I can make that.
Fantastic, thank you. Kay, anything?
I'd just like to encourage folks to shop local because our local businesses support our city in many ways.
Tim, anything for tonight?
I don't for tonight, but next week I'm gonna be loaded down. There's a lot going on this week.
Okay, we look forward to it.
Yeah.
Annie, anything tonight?
I have nothing tonight, thank you.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn? I had to check the agenda to see if that was my responsibility.
So moved.
Yes.
Second.
Second. Thank you.
Sorry.
Wilson.
Hi.
Phillips.
Aye.
Kreitzer.
Yes.
Scott.
Yes.
Weiss.
Yes.
Yeah.